mettiamo tutto a posto. Steve Saria.
Remember that iconic moment when Michael Corleone is in the restaurant, his hands trembling as he reaches for the hidden gun? I'll show you how editors masterfully manipulate your emotions, making you feel exactly what they want, precisely when they want it. It's a fascinating look at how film editing can turn a simple scene into a heart-pounding experience.
I'm working for my father now, Kate.
Remember when you first watched The Godfather and didn't notice a single edit? That's the magic of invisible editing, a technique that's crucial in filmmaking but often goes unnoticed by the audience. It draws you into the story without any distractions, making the movie feel like a seamless experience. But here's something you might not know. The Godfather we all know and love almost didn't make it to the screen in its current form. When the editors first started working on the film, they faced a daunting task.
America's made my fortune.
The original cut of The Godfather was incredibly long. The studio executives were understandably nervous. They had a potential masterpiece on their hands, but it was buried under hours of excess footage. The pressure was on to trim it down to a manageable length without losing the essence of the story. They focused on cutting for emotion, ensuring that each transition, each scene, each moment served the emotional journey of the characters and the audience. The result? A film that feels like a single, uninterrupted experience. The cuts are there, but they guide us through the story without ever breaking our immersion.
It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business.
But creating a seamless narrative was just the beginning. The real challenge lay ahead: how to use editing to create tension, to make audiences hold their breath without even realizing it. And that's where the story gets really interesting.
Mike, can I have a minute?
Picture this: a sacred baptism intercut with brutal murders. It sounds impossible to pull off, yet this combination became one of the most memorable sequences in film history. How did the editors of The Godfather achieve this cinematic feat? Let's set the stage. The baptism assassination sequence is where Michael Corleone fully embraces his role as the new Don,
I do.
orchestrating a series of killings while standing as godfather to his nephew. It's a masterclass in contrast, tension, and symbolism. Here's something you might not know. This scene almost didn't make the final cut. No wonder there were doubts about including such a lengthy, wordless sequence in the film. So how did they turn this potential mess into cinematic gold? The answer lies in montage theory, a technique from Soviet cinema that creates meaning through contrasting images. They crafted a rhythm, cutting back and forth between the baptism and the murders. Each return to the church heightens our unease. Make no mistake, this isn't just about building suspense. Every cut, every juxtaposition serves a deeper purpose. It's showing us Michael's transformation in the most visceral way possible. As he renounces Satan and accepts his role as Godfather in the church, we see him fully embracing his role as Godfather in the criminal underworld.
Do you renounce Satan?
I do renounce him.
The baptism becomes a funeral for Michael's soul, while the murders become a twisted form of baptism into his new life. In the end, this scene became a cinematic landmark, studied and imitated for decades.
Take the carbon, leave the Bible.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
And it sets the stage perfectly for our next topic: how editors use their craft to heighten the emotional impact of action scenes. But that's a story for another gunfight. The secret? It's all in the edit. Let's break down how a few carefully chosen cuts turned a simple ambush into a heart-stopping cinematic moment. The air is thick with tension. This is where everything changes. The final edit? It's pure chaos. The editors played with time like it was putty in their hands. One moment, everything's moving at normal speed. The next, it's like someone hit fast forward, then suddenly slammed on the brakes. This isn't just fancy footwork. It's a masterclass in emotional manipulation. They're making you feel vulnerable, shocked, completely off balance. But it doesn't stop there. The sound design is just as crucial. The crack of gunfire doesn't punctuate the scene, it assaults your ears, intertwining with the ambient noise of the toll booth. You're not watching a movie anymore, you're there, caught in the crossfire. This isn't your typical action sequence. It's raw, it's brutal, and it forces you to confront every second of the violence. And here's the kicker. All of this visceral assault on your senses, it's laying the groundwork for Michael's transformation. The editing choices mirror the moral ambiguity he's stepping into, the brutal world he's inheriting. Every bullet that tears through Sonny is another step towards Michael's new life as the Don. Michael Corleone sits in a dimly lit Italian restaurant, the air thick with tension. It's the moment he'll transform from reluctant outsider to cold-blooded mafia boss. But something's off. There's no swelling music, no dramatic cues, just silence. Francis Ford Coppola and editor Walter Murch took a calculated risk by removing all music from this scene. They wanted us to lean in, to feel every subtle shift in Michael's demeanor, to hang on every word, even those we couldn't understand. A good chunk of this scene is in Italian without subtitles. But Murch had a trick up his sleeve. He used sound design to ratchet up the tension. Listen closely, and you'll hear the faint rumble of a subway train growing louder, mirroring the turmoil in Michael's mind. And just when we think we can't take it anymore, when that subway sound has built to an almost unbearable crescendo, total silence as Michael pulls the trigger. This scene, with its long, dialogue-heavy sequence and partial master editors, it became one of the most iconic moments in cinema history.